Hello everybody and welcome to my video. Also, Merry Christmas if you celebrate it and Happy Holidays. Today I will be reviewing the Star Wars Holiday Special from 1978. For anyone who doesn't know, this holiday special is really infamous for just being bad and boring, but it has a lot of characters from the original trilogy like Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill, so that's good about it, I guess. And it takes place in the Star Wars version of the holidays called Life Day, which is really confusing. They never explain what Life Day is, but we just take it as like the equivalent of Christmas. So I will be reviewing it like I said, and I think it's important to talk about a few good things about it first. It's a bad movie, but there's a few good things about it. For one, this movie is just memeable and quotable. It's just, there's some funny moments that just are ironically funny. It's one of those hilariously bad movies. The Star Wars Christmas special is great to watch, like I said, for ironic enjoyment, but that's the only reason I would ever watch this again. I don't think I'm ever gonna touch it again, to be honest, but that's the only reason. So, there's a lot of songs in this movie. Most of them are bad, but there's one in the Mos Eisley's Cantina that I kinda like. It's a little long, a lot of the songs in this movie are, but it is catchy for a little bit. And like I just said, a lot of the original trilogy actors appeared in this, including Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Anthony Daniels, and Mark Hamill. And this is weird. They just showed up in this, but I think it's funny. Harrison Ford, he never shows up in Star Wars anymore unless they pay him, $1 billion. But he just showed up in this. I don't even think they paid him much money, because this was before these actors were well known and all famous and all that stuff, so they just showed up in this, and it's weird, but I think it's fun. Apparently, Boba Fett came from the holiday special too, so he's like an iconic character. I think a lot of people love him. This was his first ever appearance in Star Wars. He appeared in an animated short in this, and I'll admit the animated short was probably my favorite part of a whole special. But he appeared in this. A lot of people liked him, and now he's just a great character in Star Wars. Now that the very few good things about the movie are out of the way, I just want to talk about the bad. The quality of this holiday special doesn't hold up to modern day, as you just can see from the clips that I'm playing. It's just very old, you know? A lot of the people touched up the original trilogy, which was made in the same time period, but there's just countless people who touched it up and made it really stand the test of time, and this does not. This special has a lot of real-world things too, which made it seem ancient compared to the original trilogy. As an example, there's a tape player in this. That would never happen in the actual Star Wars galaxy, because, it doesn't exist in that world. And it's a completely different world than ours, and nothing can really consider to be dated. They have, old TVs, and, like I just said, a tape player, and this just seems so dated, and the original trilogy doesn't really have that. And the songs in this movie are just they seem so out of place, they happen randomly, they're so weird. And these songs aren't played in the background either. They're actually front and stage, front and center, the characters sing them. It's like a musical, really. And some of them are 5 minutes long, it's ridiculous. So one of the worst parts about this movie is that it has blackface. I don't have to explain why that's bad, but yeah, there's a pretty long and unexpected scene with blackface. This movie is just so boring. It is an hour and 45 minutes, but it feels 10 hours long. So much of it is spent without actual dialogue and just Wookiee noises, or just a weird song. Like I said about the Wookiee noises, this movie starts with 12 minutes of Wookiee dialogue, and it is incredibly boring. Because you can't understand what's going on, there's no subtitles that, translate it for you, you're just staring at the screen, and, it's not like the Wookiees are acting, they don't make many expressions, it's just oh, Wookiee angry, he making loud Wookiee noises. And that's all it is, for, 10% of this movie. I did the math, and 10% of this movie is comprised of incomprehensible Wookiee gibberish. This movie is awful. It's just, this movie is so forgettable too. I wrote my thoughts on this only a few minutes after I finished watching it, and I could barely remember what happened. Pretty much nothing substantial happens in this movie, and I didn't care about the plot at all. It was just bad. Anyway, if you guys can't tell, I really hated the Star Wars Holiday Special. I hope you guys liked watching this video, though. This just was not a good movie, and I don't think it deserves to be called a movie at all. It's that awful. I'm not exaggerating when I say that this movie is disturbing. Sometimes it can be fun to watch if you're like, looking for ironic enjoyment, but overall it's just awful. I rate it a 3 out of 10. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because it would really mean a lot. I had to watch this awful movie, so I would really appreciate you subscribing since I did that for you guys. Please, just do yourself a favor and do not check out this movie. Save yourself. Well, on a brighter note, just make sure to tell me if there are any movies or shows you'd like to see me review next, and happy holidays.